We're there. We're there. Now we're there. All righty. All right, we're getting started. K4PEW is a simplex, well, is the frequency in use. That's the first words. All righty, this is K4PEW net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or prior to traffic? Nope. All righty then. If there is, be sure to jump in here, but call 911 first, and you can talk with us until they get there. For information on this net, you can see us on YouTube, which you can look up either by looking up Brain Trusts, that word, on the search block, or using my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. Or you can look us up on our website, 146415.net. Or you can look at our Yahoo group, which is at Yahoo Groups at MJ_SS. Sign up to be on the mailing list if you're not already. Or you can email me at Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey at ARRL.net. The net normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night, unless there's something crazy going on. Purpose of the net is, and it's on 146.415.net. That's 146.415 megahertz FM simplex. The purpose of the net is to have fun, help people get their rig shacks, and get all their poop in one sock, as we used to say. A little more crudely than that. But let's see. That's about it for there. Just have fun and get everything working good. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events and all that other stuff in support of the ham community and in support of the community, since we're kind of in that service. Does anybody have any announcements? Does anybody know the final numbers for the ham quest? How many showed up? Yeah, maybe somebody will check in and tell us that stuff. All righty. Of course, today is Wednesday, so tomorrow night we've got the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club's Aries Information Net. That's at 8 p.m. tomorrow night, 147.105, a plus offset and a PL of 156.7. And of course, we have another net Saturday night. There is no breakfast this Saturday. No breakfast this Saturday. You can show up if you want to. I mean, this isn't like doctor's orders. You can't have breakfast. You should show up the following Saturday, though, which will be our second Saturday of the month, since this is the last day of the month right here. So Saturday is the first Saturday of the month, and next Saturday is the. And then following that Saturday, I believe, will be the big event, which is, that's big, it's bigger, and that's the Huntsville Ham Fest, which is on August 17th, which will be very interesting because I hope to go. And then the following that is the 20. Shoot, I forgot. You got the one at Cedars of Lebanon, and that is on August. I had it right here. Cedar, yeah, the 24th. 17th, it is the following Saturday, the 24th. Didn't seem like that was the right answer. Any questions about those scrambled announcements? All righty then. Sounds like my mic's not working. Let's see if we can start over. Nope, we're going to start today. This is number 505, by the way, net number 505. And we're starting from the east, giving everybody fair warning. We're going to go around, as we always do, counterclockwise. Who else we got? Who else besides me? I'm in the middle. I'm not in the east. Come from the east, please come now. Nobody east of Mount Juliet Road?
That'd be 4
Man, I thought something was wrong there, Eddie. What's going on?
Well, I thought I'd give everybody else a chance to go first.
Yeah, boy, we're missing a bunch of people from the east. Maybe they'll come in later.
maybe everybody's watching the debate on TV.
No, that's right. I got better things to do. Like I think I got to clean some of my old shoes.
Yeah, that's more important.
I don't watch any of the debates. Republican, Independent, Democrat. I don't watch any of them. I find it to be a waste of time. It's just it's like a bunch of actors preening to what they think they're going to do, which they're probably not going to do.
You know they wouldn't lie to you.
Oh no, they're incapable of lying because they lie all the time. They don't know the difference. Anyway, he was good. Hey, by the way, I figured out what those batteries was for.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you should have known. It was for that bike speed odometer machine.
Oh, okay.
It finally came to me. I was driving a car and I said, man, I got to get on my bike. And I said, hey, I got to get that thing. I said, wait a minute, that's what I bought that battery for.
There you go. It'll work better with the battery in it.
Oh yeah, it can't get voltage by assimilation, you know. Maybe off the wheel spinning around or something. All right, very good, Eddie. Good to have you in there. And who else we got east? Thanks for being there. Nobody else east, and we're going to the north of Mount Juliet, north of Lebanon Road. All right, I got Frank in there for first. Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo. How you doing, Frank?
Doing good, Paul. How you doing? Sounds like, did you figure out what the battery's for?
Yeah, it's for that. Well, I got the thing all mixed up on mine. No, I didn't either. I was just looking backwards at the chart. Yes, it's for that. Eddie had given me a little. He found at a yard sale or something. A little bike odometer, speedometer that's done through, a little bit of RF that goes from you mount the thing on the wheel, not on the wheel, but you mount it on the spoke. Not on the, it's on the side of the thing, and then it's wireless to the reading that's on the handlebars. It needs a battery, and so that's what I ordered it for. I forgot.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you figured it out. Yeah, because I was like, man, I'm trying to figure out what that was, and I really thought it might have been for a garage door opener, because that's what, like I said, I got one of those in my garage door opener.
Oh yeah, no, I understand. I was just racking my brain. I said, what would I possibly have ordered that for? I mean, apparently I have too many battery operated appliances because I finally got to the bottom of the list, and that was it.
Yeah, well, it's a strange, that's not a normal battery. It's a strange one. I believe it's 12 volts.
Yeah, it is 12. It is 12 volts. It seems funny to see 12 volts marked on a battery that's smaller than a AAA.
Oh, it's probably got a bunch of those tiny little watch batteries. I got a bunch of those little tiny ones because we have cats, so the laser lights. You like to play with the laser lights. They take those little, they kind of like miniature watch batteries.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar with them. I've got a whole stash of different, because I replace batteries in watches, my watches, my wife's watches, the dog's watches, whatever. This whole bunch of little button batteries of all styles.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's what's probably in there is little cells, stacked up in there. But yeah, the capacity can't be very, very much because it's so small. But I was trying to think of what's the weirdest battery that I've had. And it got me thinking about batteries. I had this one tube Radio Shack AM receiver kit that used a 22.5 volt battery. That kind of looked like a 9 volt battery, but it had a thermal on the one side and one on the opposite side. Oh,
I don't think I've seen one of those. Funny you should say that. I found a battery one time in a parking lot, and it looked like one of those, as I recall, almost like the old had two posts on the top. It was circular, it was round, and it was probably, I'm going to say, 10 to 12 inches tall. There was those type of I haven't seen those in years, but I found this one sometime in the 70s, and I was shocked to see it was like I hate to exaggerate, but I'm pretty sure it was a 400 volt battery or something like that.
Okay, I had those. They were 96.5 volts.
Might have been. I don't remember now. I just remember, for some reason, the number 400 sticks in my mind, but I could be wrong. What were they for? Do you remember? Flashes or something for professional photographers?
They were for some lights. I got them from a surplus place when I was in junior high, and I took a bunch of them and put them up. Was trying to, see if I could make 120 volts. So I used to use 2 of them, and that's actually, I was in 5th grade, now that I think about it, and that's when I got in trouble from the teacher, and she came to the house because I was lighting up light bulbs and everything at my desk.
You know, my nephew, who was in middle school, I don't know, seventh, eighth grade, somewhere in the range, he had, his father had thrown out one of those battery, you know, those clicks that starts the flame on the, you know, for lighting, you know, barbecues, you know, those kind of things. I don't know what you know, those flame, you know, the barbecue lighter.
Piezoelectric, yeah, those things are great for making like potato shooters.
Well, no, what he did was he took it apart and realized he could make like a little stun gun with it to shock his friends. And he did so. He got kicked out of school for making a stun gun.
Cool. I used a relay with a transformer hooked up backwards with a 9-volt battery inside a little Radio Shack box with the 2 wires sticking out. And I didn't get kicked out, but I got threatened because I was shocking everybody. I was taking the whole class to tell them to hold hands and I, you know, shock them. They'd all laugh. And one of the bully kids took it. He was my friend, so he didn't come after me, but he was kind of like the show-off guy. He was chasing people and shocking them. And it hurt if he got you on bare skin, you know, directly.
Yeah, that's funny. What was funny about that, he got kicked. You can tell he lives in a liberal community. He got kicked out of school, and he got a paid free tutor every day to go over the work with him at his home.
What? I would have been like kicked out of school and somebody had to bring my homework to me.
Oh, no, that's true. You'd have to send the homework home, and then you'd have to do it yourself. I'm with you. No, this was, I said, I told my brother, he goes, it's unbelievable. This is a regular public school, too. It's up near Buffalo, New York. Anyway, let me move on. Frank, it was good to have you in there. And yeah, maybe you straighten me out on those batteries. I'll have to look those up. I forgot about those batteries, those big, tall cylinder ones. All right, Frank, good to have you. And that was Kilo Bravo 9 Romeo Kilo. Kilo is up in Northwest Wilson. Who else we have north of Lebanon?
K4DZ.
KE4. Yeah, you missed the east, didn't you, Earl?
Yeah, I was over there in front of my desk and doing a little bit of tinkering and unhooking and hooking and, well, all the old operator maintenance crap over here. But anyway, even out there, and I apologize for someone out there. I can't remember what his name was, but anyway, he was a medic in the Army, and we signed out on 520 just a few minutes ago or whatnot. And I believe I butchered up his call sign something terribly, but I don't know, it's maybe my way of thinking or whatever came out didn't get filtered right before I said it. But anyway, I apologize. I hope I didn't offend you. KE4DZ, back to you, Paul.
Yeah, whoever it was, maybe they're not here. But nah, I wouldn't worry about that. I'm sure I've butchered people's call. In fact, I know I have. I've done it here, and I have to apologize. Yeah, it's not a terrible sin there, Earl. Everything else going all right for you?
Yeah. Got some rector set pieces and parts in today and everything. So, just still doing the old 1 foot in front of the other thing.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, just keep doing it, and we'll get there slowly but surely, both of us. All right, good to have you in there, Earl. That was Kilo, Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu, and he is over there just east of, or Noreen, just east of Cedars of Lebanon. Who else, east or north? Please come in.
KG4, am I saying?
Hey, Kevin, what's up? Hey, by the way, I didn't even know that setting was in there on that 857, 897 that changes the colors.
Oh, really? That's pretty neat. See, I got you again. Oh, man. Yeah, shoot, ain't nothing going on over here, Paul. Just the same old stuff. But I'll let you get on with the net. I'll talk to you after the net or whatever. I'm just sitting here listening in. Ain't got nothing to really say. Just, I hope everybody's good to go, and everybody's fine today, and had a good day, and just well, I'll pass it back to you because I pretty much didn't do very much and can't say very much. I just sitting here rambling, I guess. I'll send it back to you, KG4 to my thing.
Okay, that was Kevin, the Rambler, Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu. He's over in just west of downtown Lebanon. I don't know. You can get on here and ramble if you want to. It's just a net. And if you had to spend time telling me everything I didn't know, you got a full-time job.
I'm trying. I'm trying to teach you something.
Well, it's a lost cause. All right, very good. That was Kevin, Kilo Golf 4, Mike, India Zulu over at Lebanon. Who else, north or east, please?
KJ4 GMR, KJ4 H&B, in and out.
Ah, very good. Good to have you in there, Ray. Ray and Zoe. That's the better half there. How is everybody doing?
I'm trying to get ready to go up out in Knoxville.
Ah, is that for the Ham Fest up in Knoxville?
No, I'm going up there and move my granddaughter in, get her ready to finish up college.
Awesome. So she's going to Tennessee, is she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. What grade is she? What level is she at now?
Last year.
Awesome. What's she want to do?
Don't ask me. I don't ask that girl that. I just told her, hey, go for it.
Well, I'm glad she's doing well if she made it up into her senior year, so that's great. Very good. That was Ray, and that's Kilo Golf 4, Golf Mike Romeo, and Kilo Golf 4, Hotel November Victor, and that's Zoe and Ray in the Cotton Town. Good to have you both in there today. Who else? I did get those calls right, didn't I, Ray?
Yeah, I appreciate you not getting a hold of me, or Earl when I'm getting a hold of me and say, hey, the Ham Fest is tomorrow. You might ought to show up. No, nobody did nothing.
Well, I do send out. I told you about that. I do send it out on the email list all the time when those kind of things come up, and I do mention those things on the net every time for a month ahead of time. So, if I didn't say something to you, I'm sorry, but it's really Earl's fault. Okay.
Yeah, it was Earl's fault because I talked to him the morning before. Anyway, KJ4 GMR is my call sign, and KJ4HNV is my wife's call sign, and hers is Zoe, and mine's Ray.
Oh yeah, no, I got that. I was pretty sure I messed up the KJ for Kilo Juliet for Golf Mike Romeo, correct?
That's right, King Jack 4.
Yeah, no, I got it. I was just I was remembering it wrong, even though I've talked to you many times, and it gets that way. It gets all jumbled up in there after all these nets. So I got it. Anyway, that's Kilo Juliet for Golf Mike Romeo and Kilo Juliet for Hotel November Victor, and that's Ray and Zoe in Cottontown. Appreciate you being there, Ray. And I'll drive up there and give you a personal invitation next time to the Ham Fest. Who else we got, north or east? Please come in.
Earl did it.
I know it's Earl's fault, man.
Hey, Florida. Bravo Whiskey Charlie.
Hey, Jeff, hold on one second. You were right on top of somebody else. Who was that other one, the Kilo 4 station?
K4WT.
Hey, there you go. Hey, I apologize to you. I was doing some stuff with the XYL, and I forgot all about the net last night.
That's all right. No problem. Had 9 check-ins. That was my net number 9. Like a fledgling compared to you.
Oh, well, you know the deal. It's up and down, and just like this one's up and down. And you're doing great for the first few months. I'm telling you, you're doing fantastic.
Well, I appreciate it. I had a great day at work. I normally don't say that, but I worked overtime, so I made up for it in money. Put a variable frequency drive in a new machine, a newer model variable frequency drive, and it worked out pretty good.
Cool. Which, if I may ask, what kind of frequency drives do you guys use?
The Allen Bradley Kinetic 7000.
Yeah, Alan Bradley's a big name in those things.
Yeah, I had a technician come in to back me up to make sure. So the only thing we missed was adding a set of wires for external fans. But other than that, we got it first time.
Awesome. Yeah, those I got involved with those some years ago. I don't think I did any Alan Bradleys though. I forget even who we used. Might have been. No, I don't know. I'm going to tell you who it is. I don't remember. All right, Steve. Good to have you in there. That's Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform. He does do a net, and he's in just north of Bowling Green. He does a net in Bowling Green, or from his home there. Simplex Net on 146-430 on Tuesday nights at 7:30 p.m. That's 1930 for you that don't know how to read a clock. Well, don't know how to read a regular clock. The real clocks are all done in military time. I don't know why we say it's military time, because it's just a time. All right, very good. Steve, good to have you in there. And Jeff, I heard you in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here. Weekly as always.
Very weekly or just every week?
Very weekly.
Very good. You get anything done good over at the Hamfest, sitting at the table with the X-File?
Yeah, we got quite a bit done. We know how to address the problems we encountered, and we always refine the problems and make it better.
Yeah, I'll make it better. What all were you actually doing there? I mean, I didn't catch the drift of that.
We were taking the tickets.
Ah, okay. No, I was at the. Oh, taking the tickets. You mean for the raffle?
Correct.
Ah, yeah, very good. Yeah, I didn't even turn in my ticket, so I can't very well win if I don't turn it in.
Yeah, it's all good.
Oh yeah, no, I don't mind. I see you guys. The club, the event got my entry fee, which I insisted on paying, even because I got a free table for the club. I figured the least I could do is pay the entry fee, and didn't even turn in the ticket. I don't know if I would accept it anyway, because I feel like I'm a participant rather than a visitor. Anyway. Well, good. Do anything else for the net tonight, Joe?
Nothing. I just wanted to say we had a good time, with a good turnout.
You don't know the final numbers, do you?
I have no clue.
Maybe Bill will jump in there or somebody. Well, very good, Jeff. That's Jeff. He's over. You must be on your base rig and you got it fixed up so it's working right.
It's working. I'm going to be buying new radio.
Very good. Well, anyway, that's Jeff. Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie. He's over in Lebanon. An integral part of the Tuesday night nets that are 8:30 and they start out on the WLYR repeater in Watertown. And I don't remember the frequency, but everybody should know what the LYR frequency, the LYR machine is down there. Who else we got? East or north? All right, moving on to the west of Mount Juliet.
Kilo November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot.
Boy, big signal tonight there, Rick.
Man, I'm hearing people I've never heard.
Huh. You apparently could hear Jeff over there, I bet over in Lebanon.
I could not hear Jeff, but I heard Steve, very faint, but he was in there.
Ah, cool. See, conditions do change in FM. I mean, they really do. You can't, and there's no way I can explain it.
Yeah, me either. Hope everybody's doing well. I'll be seeing you later.
Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Rick. That's Rick, Kilo November 4, Tango Juliet Foxtrot. He is in Ashland City, over there, way over. Well, not way over. It's 35 miles or so west of me, and it's farther away from some of you. Who else we got west? Please come in.
WD0 NOL.
All righty, I heard Mark in there, and somebody doubled with Mark, but I'll be with you in just a second. How you doing, Mark?
Doing good, Paul. I doubled too many times on the north, and then I missed it. So here I am. I'm west too, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't. Well, technically, I don't get upset if somebody checks in on the wrong area. It's just it helps to segregate this. I mean, I did like that. Those big nets, they'll do everybody starting, they'll whatever the last letter in their call, or however they do those things.
Yeah, if I remember, we did one in Atlanta where we'd start off with W calls and then WAs and then WBs. I guess that would take a long time nowadays.
Well, if it has a lot of people in it, that certainly does. Depends on how far you go. I don't even know how far, because how far do they take the second letter? I don't think I've ever heard one past K-N. I think they stop at N, don't they? The second letter?
I don't know. I was thinking I heard, yeah, maybe they do. I guess N is after J, isn't it?
Yeah, I got to think about that. I don't pay much attention to that, but yeah, I think it's no, they don't stop. The random ones maybe have not gotten around to it on the calls, or maybe some of them, because I know that there's people who got WW4 or WW2. There's people with two, the second letters way down the alphabet.
Yeah, those may be some vanity calls too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they're permitted. Somebody was doubling in there. Who is that?
It's Mike. I was telling you that Carrie's call is KO4TR.
Yeah. I'm with you. No, it's. I was just trying to think of some calls that were. Well, I'm just wondering if his is. I just wonder if his is a vanity call. Well, I was just thinking about sequentially. I don't think I ever heard one real low, real low or real high alphabet number, whichever we want to put it.
Yep. Oh well, I'll let you carry on, and I'll get back in the north where I belong next time.
No, that's all right. I wouldn't worry about it. That's Mark, Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar. He's over in Hermitage. Excellent signal to me, but that's pretty easy. Did you want to go next, Mike?
I'm ready. KM4YRF.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out why you're still working. You must be paying off all those gambling debts.
Saving up for a big radio.
Must be a pretty big rating.
Well, I missed the chance over that in Lebanon Saturday, but maybe it'll come around again.
Well, that was a used radio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice if you can get one cheap. You're right, if it's cheap, but I don't know. There's always a risk in buying something used.
Yeah, I know. It was just a receiver, and it was an old Hammerlin that he had redone.
Oh, that's right. That was I remember. I thought you were talking about now. There was another one there. It was like a 7100 or something. I remember somebody was talking about.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll get me a shack in a box.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Mike. That's Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Romeo Foxtrot. Dreaming, as always, like the rest of us, about the next big rig we're going to have. Anybody else, West?
W4AWE.
Very good. You must have a. We're talking about. I didn't recognize you or your voice at the Hamfest. You must have a voice changer microphone.
Really? Well, that's something I've noticed that from working in recording studios. Most people are always shocked when they hear themselves recorded and always say, especially spoken word, that it doesn't sound like themselves. But yeah, that's something I really have no perspective on about myself.
No, I understand. It's like I say, I wouldn't even tell people what I think. I hear some people, and it's like my wife heard. I don't know if you know Richard KI4SIB. She goes, "Is that guy from Texas?" I said, "Nope, he's born right here in Mount." She goes, "Really? He sounds like he's from Texas." I go, "Sorry, I don't know what Texas sounds like." She says, "That's what Texas sounds like is Richard." I go, "Okay." She says, a big, tall, broad Texan. I goes, "Well, he's not particularly tall, and he's not particularly big, and he's not from Texas. So you're wrong. The voice doesn't mean anything."
Yeah, Texas accents can really be confusing because it depends what part of that huge state you're from.
Oh, I'm sure that's true. It's the same as true in New York, though, too, because people in New York City do not talk like I do.
Oh yeah, boy, in New York, it varies from borough to borough.
Yeah, and it does vary around the state, because you get up into northern New York, up in the Adirondack region, and up towards Montreal, because Montreal is right not too far across the northern part of New York State. And the language is just different. It's we wouldn't even guess they were from anywhere well, you might guess they're from New England, but you wouldn't think it was part of New York State.
Yeah, I have noticed that about Canada. The little time I've spent there, that how what a big difference there is from the Toronto area accents, especially going up to the Quebec area where it's much more French.
Yeah, exactly. You just hit the nail on the head, though, too, because if you if you're from that area in southern Ontario, most people, if they're not from that area or they've never been there, they would say they see the word Toronto, and it's Toronto. But to the people who live in that area, it's called. They kind of skip the O. It's Toronto.
Yeah, that's funny. It's sort of like Nashville with Lafayette and Lafayette.
Oh yeah, no, I was did some stuff up with this guy in it's down in Atlanta, and he one of the counties there is Houston. And I said, we're going to Houston County. He goes, it's not Houston, it's Houston. I said, okay, fine.
Wow, that is interesting. I wonder if it's still. I remember years ago, I knew some people that lived in the Toronto area that I think there's a community called Windsor where a lot of people were working at some of the auto plants and would just commute every day.
Oh yeah, there's some huge steel and auto plants west and south in the southern end of that peninsula of Ontario. A couple of the biggest steel mills and auto plants. Well, I don't know how big they are, but there's big stamping plants there where they not only make auto frames and chassis and all kinds of crap, because they make cars up there. They make Chryslers and I don't know what else they make.
Yeah, in fact, I remember now there was a guy in my basic training platoon in the Army who was a Canadian citizen, and he got drafted, and which I never could quite understand. He said he worked full time in the States at some kind of industrial plant across the border.
He lived in the United States?
No, his home was in Windsor.
And he got drafted in the American Army?
And I just said, man, you need to call your congressman or something.
Well, but he was a Canadian citizen, and he just came here to work.
Yeah, he showed me his ID, Canadian citizen, and I just went, wow.
Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know. I mean, the United States. Well, I don't know if they all do it. I presume they do, because I've heard it since about the Army. But we had at least one foreign national I served with. He was a Canadian citizen, and he served with me. And then in order to get us, what do you call it? Get a security clearance, he had to become a citizen. So he did that, and it was no big deal. It's just Canada's just, it's like a second. It's like us. It's like U.S. light.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think. It's changed so much over the years. I'm not sure what it's like now, but I remember, I know there were people who were not U.S. It seems to me like some folks from San Diego who just had green cards, but who also got drafted.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules are on that. I guess they figure if you're living here, I can't imagine why you have to register if you're not a citizen. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
Who knows? But you know how the Army and the military was. It's, once you're there, you're there.
By the way, I give just a little tidbit of information. Not just to you, but everybody. This is good information. I never heard this before, but I've seen it now more than in one place. Around 75% of males in this country between the age of 17 and whatever the draft age is, I'd just say the young people, 17 to 25, they cannot meet the qualifications for being drafted into the Army.
Wow, that's really incredible. I mean, that's almost hard to believe.
Well, it didn't specify what the reasons were, but some of them are obvious. I knew guys that I knew that had some physical disability in terms of hearing loss, or they had eyesight issues, or they had a friend of mine who had multiple injuries from hockey fights and accidents, and his arm was unable to, his left arm, while he could use it and it was usable, it didn't meet military qualifications, because now that's a risk to them. So there's all kinds of reasons. Then there's others that I can't imagine, but the others might be mental deficiencies, but it's hard to believe 75%.
Yeah, that seems incredibly high. I mean, even if you're just a video game playing couch potato, the Army will take you, and they'll have you changed within a month.
I know they changed my nephew. He went in the Marine Corps, and he was a good kid. But boy, you should have. As is typical, man, it turned him around in a hurry.
Yeah, my theory is as long as you don't get killed or maimed, it is good for you.
Oh, no question about it. It taught me a thing or two, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, humbled me a lot.
Well, what it did is because I ended up working as a deck, ape, we used to call it, a deck seaman. and that's all you're doing is scraping paint and chipping paint and painting and cleaning decks, sweeping decks, swabbing decks, and doing all those kind of mundane grunt things. And I said, I really don't want to do this the rest of my life.
Yeah, I remember at some point, because they were always giving you these extra duties during basic training. But I remember one afternoon finding myself and another guy with a bucket of paint, painting a rock in front of the commander's headquarters that they were going to then put insignia on.
Yeah, real important work for the military.
Yeah, I remember it being sort of hot work.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we did some dumber things. Anyway, all right, it was good to have you in there, John, and we'll get together again, I'm sure. It's Whiskey 4, Alpha, Whiskey, Echo. He is over in Bellevue. Great signal, as always. Who else? West, please come in. Anybody else west of Mount Juliet? Over to the south, then, south of I-40.
7 Alpha Bravo Lima. Say again, 7 Alpha Bravo Lima.
All right, I got Whiskey 7 Alpha Bravo Lima. Oh man, I forgot your name.
That's all right. This is Aaron. I'm calling in today on my HT instead of the mobile. Trying something different today. 10 watts, little tiny Zapstone handheld.
The 10 watts is doing fine. Are you in your house?
Actually, I'm sitting outside on the back deck, but close enough. Yes, I'm in the apartment complex. Seems to be doing all right. How's my signal?
It's not too shabby. I mean, it's good to me. It's just a little light. It's kind of, I'll just say it seems like a thin signal. It's not a very, and usually I do HTs pretty good, and yours just seems a little lighter, especially for 10 watts. Is that the standard rubber ducky that came with the radio?
Yeah, it's a factory thing. I'm also in between a bunch of buildings, so in terms of propagation, it's not ideal, but my past contacts have been successful by going up to the 3rd floor. I'm on the 1st.
Oh yeah, no, I'm with. No, it's fine. I have full copy and it's quiet and no problem with the signal. I just wondered why it was a little weaker than normal because HTs sometimes this close actually sound as good as a base station.
Fair enough. Well, I appreciate your time to check in tonight. I hope you have a lot more check-ins. W7ABL. Standing by, listening, and enjoying the net.
Yeah, very good. You were actually, when you look at the meter of you, obviously you weren't looking, but it was 20 over, so it's a great signal. Really, really good signal with a 10 watt HT. And then whose make is that? Whose model is that HT?
The model is a Zapstone CP889 Golf. I say again, Zapstone CP889 Golf.
Well, yeah, I'm not advertising it, but that's interesting. I guess I didn't realize they made a 10 watt HT. It's a 889G. Interesting. Zastone. That was Whiskey 7 Alpha Bravo Lima. It's Aaron. I should remember that. You check in periodically, and I should remember. I'll try to make a mental note of that. And he's over here near Providence. Who else? South, please come in.
AR4AC.
Hey, how you doing, Tim? I'm sorry, Sullivan. Yeah, Sully, how you doing?
No, you had it right. Couldn't get the mic picked up. Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I thought I nailed it wrong when you didn't respond right away.
No, I was fumbling around the microphone and had it flopped around where I couldn't get to the key. You know how it is when you get old.
Yeah, I'm well aware of it. I pick up this morning. I thought it was hilarious. I said, "Oh, I got to take these vitamins I take in the morning," and I was sitting in the shack, and so I got the vitamins out, and I said, "Well, I don't have any water." And by the way, so I went over and I said, "Oh yeah, that's right. I already made coffee." So I grabbed the coffee. I came back in here. I go, "I didn't bring the water." I said, "How can I forget these things so easily?"
Yeah, I'd forget my name if I didn't carry a wallet. So anyway, man, I'm gonna turn it back to you. Ain't got much going on over here. I kind of bore your ear out this morning early, so I'll let you get on down the line so you don't stay up so late. How about it?
Oh yeah, we're doing fine. I'm good to have everybody in there. That 2 hours we had last week was killer though. That was something. That Saturday. All right, that was Tim, Mr. Sullivan, Sully, Kilo 4, excuse me, Kilo Romeo 4 Alpha Zulu, and he's over there in down in Murfreesboro. Who else we got, Sal?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Looking good there, Larry. Your signal's great. Anything for the net tonight? You're gonna move on.
Well, that guy Earl said he was talking to and butchered his call sign. That was me.
Earl, did you hear that?
You know what my last three was?
No. Tell me what he labeled you with.
Sierra Oscar Bravo.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's got that call, but it'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I got down the floor laughing.
I heard somebody double. Was that Earl?
Yeah, I messed up bad, didn't I?
Well, you just called him an SOB, if that means anything.
Well, that's why I figured away my brain after I said that. It's called like, oh man, that ain't right. I need to apologize and quick. So that's why. But then again, like the old saying goes, it's Earl's fault.
Yeah, no, it was just funny. That's funny though, Larry. That would be funny to have somebody mess up your call. It's totally. Well, they got the S right, but the other two were messed up.
I apologize, man. I really do. I don't know where that even came from, but anyway, I apologize sincerely. KE4DZ. No problem, Earl. I thought it was funny.
Well, there was an organization some years ago. It was called the IOOB, and it was the International Order of Old Bastards. Maybe that's what the OB stands for.
Yeah.
Say again, Larry?
Carry on with it, Paul. KE4SYV.
Yeah, very good. That was Larry. To correct the call, it's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor, and he's over in Rockville. Who else we got south this one?
KM4VVA. Kilo Mike 4 November Yankee. Bill.
Hey, Bill. Hold on one second. Dan got right in front of you there, but your signals are both great, so I'm glad you didn't completely double. Dan, how you doing?
Doing okay. A little better than it was. I had a rough couple of days, but doing okay now.
Well, are you doing any therapy?
No, but I did get an appointment with some specialists in a couple of weeks in August, so hopefully they'll be able to do something.
Yeah, what are they, voodoo specialists?
Yeah, I hope so, because I think that's what it may take to get rid of this thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I tell you, physical problems, especially with muscles and bones and nerves, they're a pain. I mean, it's just a pain to get them resolved. I've been through that a couple of times myself.
Yeah, I talked to a couple of doctors before, and both of them told me, there's nothing I can do for you. You have arthritis in the spine. Yeah,
no, I got that same thing, and it's I'm not sure how it's going to end up as I grow a little older, but we'll see. I try to keep active. I don't know if it can break up arthritis, but I don't think that's possible.
I think it takes a lot of good pills and some Kentucky liquid.
You may be right. Well, very good. Are you on your? You must be on your base unit now.
Yeah, I'm on the base.
Yeah, because you're like pegging the meter at 60 plus.
Yeah, and at only 20 watts too.
Oh, it wouldn't take much, as you know. Well, we had Aaron over there near you on his 10 watt HT, and he did fine. He was like 20 over.
Yeah, I was reading him at 20 over also.
Cool. Well, very good. Good to have you in there, Dan. That was Kilo Mike 4 Victor Alpha, and he's over in Providence. It's well behind. It's not in the mall itself, but over part of the apartment systems are over there near Providence. Bill, how are you doing tonight?
Terrific. Can't get any better.
Well, that means you must not be mowing your own lawn.
I did that about noon.
All right. Yeah, I do. With this weather, whenever it comes through these rains, it's like every time I look out the window, it looks taller.
Oh, I got some. I haven't got weed eated, but the dog loves it. It must be 5 to 6 foot tall.
Oh, is that right? Do you have a big property there?
No, I just got a lot here in a little subdivision.
Yeah, well, that's the part I don't like the most is the weed eating.
Well, I planted too many trees, driveways, sheds, It's the weed eating takes far longer than it does to cut the grass.
Oh, I'm sure that's true, especially if you got, like you said, you got a lot of edging and a lot of trees and a lot of other obstructions that the grass grows around. Right? It is yeah, it's just more work. Do you have a gas powered? Do you?
I got a riding one, yeah. I got the best neighbors out back, though. I got some horses and a little burro on a 5-acre piece of property.
Oh, really? Huh. No, I meant on your weed eater. Is that a gas powered one?
Yes.
Yeah, because when I said gas powered, I think you meant it sounded like you had a gas riding weed eater.
Now there's a thought. Maybe that's what I need.
Well, they make them. What are they called? Bush hogs?
Something like that. It's kind of hard to turn around between trees here, though.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm with you. Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Bill. You sound great. That was Kilo Mike 4, November Yankees, also in Murfreesboro with a great signal. Always good to hear from you, Bill. Who else we got south? Anybody else south? Anybody else? Now we do late check-ins. Check-ins, not chickens. Late check-ins anywhere, north, south, east, or west. Please come in.
KJ4AXQ, Babak.
T-Mobile.
I think I heard Brent in there, but hold on, Brent. I think I heard KJ4AXQ. That's where I meet people, is over at Walmart.
Yep, just this big chicken over here.
Yeah, very good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I actually realized it was close to 8 o'clock, so I turned on my radio.
Yeah, I'm almost, after almost 5 years, I'm actually almost remembering it every time.
Yeah, I forget a lot now. I'm getting older too, finally.
Well, I fear to ask. Let's see. I know about how old your dad is, so I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I can't even guess. What are you, 50?
Fresh over 50, 51.
No, that was a good guess. I try to always guess low, and I wasn't too far low.
No, but what were we talking about?
I have no idea. No, now when they only move things around in Walmart, they reorganize the whole store so I can be confused again where to find them.
I actually sent them a nice thank you letter for doing that because I am now spending about $100 to $150 less per week on food because I can't find what I used to buy.
Well, that's true. They did. Makes me wonder why they do that. I mean, do they find out that because they always arrange stores so that more things get sold. That's the reason there's specials that are on end caps and in the aisles. I just wonder what prompted them to do such radical changes.
Okay, what it is they have an app to download now, and you type in what you're looking for, and then it tells you to go to this aisle and this part of the aisle. They've got it mapped out, but it's not for your advantages, so that they know what you want to buy.
Oh, no question about that. What you don't do, I think, you may have heard me tell this, but it's like my brother borrowed my laptop one day. I was either at his house or he was at my house, and he was purposefully looking up stuff because he knew that if he looked up stupid stuff, it would keep showing up as advertisements on my computer, and I kept on getting these referrals to buy rubber chickens.
Oh, better than the lonely guy section or ads.
Oh yeah, it would be either that or some other kind of weird stuff that we don't want to discuss.
Yep, gotta keep it clean and radio.
Yeah, very good. Good to have you in there, Daryl. Daryl keeps pretty busy and doesn't always check in, but I'm glad to have you there, Daryl. And that was KJ4, Kilo Juliet 4 Alpha X-Ray Quebec. And I think I heard Brent in. Yo, Brent. Wow, I heard him check in. All right. Anybody else late checking?
KI4 SIB.
Hey, there's Richard. Did you hear me talking about you earlier?
How much earlier?
Oh, probably about 25 minutes ago.
No.
I was telling you, my wife eavesdrops on, well, it's hard to not eavesdrop on the radio here in my house, but she says, she asks, she goes, where is that? Is that guy? I think I told you this before. He goes, who is that? I go, that's Richard. She goes, is he from Texas? I said, no. She goes, he sounds like a big Texan. I go, well, he's not particularly big, and he's not particularly tall. He's not particularly broad, and he's not from Texas. He was born right here in Mount Juliet.
Well, actually, I'm not tall, dark, and handsome. I'm short, fat, and ugly.
Well, I know. I was just saying. She just had no. She goes, really? He sounds like he's from Texas. Just that tone in your voice, and it's a nice, low, kind of little bit gruff, but not terrible. You know, it's just she just perceives it as being from Texas.
Well, I'm almost flattered, I think, but I'm I'm not going to swear to it. Oh, me. I hope everybody's had a good day. I'm a little bit late getting in here because me and the wife had a discussion. But you was talking about, I heard the part where you were talking about confusing call signs. Well, my call sign, you know what it is, KI4SIB, but my wife's is KI4SOR. So if you took and combined the two, somebody'd be in trouble.
I'd have to work that out of my mind. SOR and SIB. Oh yeah, that's right. You would be exactly. You could have a sore bit.
Well, you just changed the two center letters off the back three letters.
No, there are some people with some strange calls. I'll tell you about them some other time.
Okay.
Well, it's like that one. I've got that cup right here. That one from the club up in North Tonawanda, in the Tonawanda, New York. It's called the Amateur Radio Association of the Tonawandas, but their club call that they've had since the 50s is W2SEX.
Wow. Somebody told me one time, I don't know how true it is, somebody told me one time that there was a repeater in Atlanta that has got a similar call, and the voice they use for the idea is one of a alluring female, I'll put it. And it's quite a thing to be heard down there.
Huh. Yeah, I don't remember if I've heard that or not. Because there is one over there in East Tennessee that has a woman's call on there with some funny stuff. I think you've heard that one.
I have. In fact, I think it's the one that one of the repeaters is linked together, the four that are linked together, where I can, and one of them is in Crossville, and I'm able to talk to a friend of mine up in Knoxville from here. And I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I know it is, and they do have some interesting, like you'll be listening to it real early in the morning, like at 2 or 3 in the morning. You hear, "What are you doing on the radio this time of night?"
Yeah, well, same thing could be asked of the guys that ask that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, very good, Richard. Anything else for the net?
No, everything's running pretty smooth at the moment, and just hoping things continue. Hope everybody else is having a good one too. Take care, and I appreciate what you do. KI4SIB back to net 73.
Yep, I'm glad you're feeling better. That's one of the terrible things is when you don't feel good, man. Nothing's right. Anybody else late check-ins, please come in.
K4IDC mobile.
Hey, there you are. How you doing, Robin?
All good. How are you?
I'm blessed, as I heard somebody say one time.
Roger that. Well, I've been back over to Becky's place, helped cleaning out the barn, and we found most of a 500-foot spool of 9913.
So I see a sale coming up. You going to break it up, or are you going to keep it?
Oh, no, I don't need it. We'll sell it.
A whole spool? Is that 500 feet on that spool?
No, I think there's a few feet missing off of it, but I'm going to say there's got to be 300 plus on it.
Wow. Well, I may be in the market for some of that, so leave me a piece, just a couple of feet. No, I need more. I'm going to need some.
Well, I imagine it'll be available.
Well, is the 9913 well, this one, it won't really matter on this one. I was going to say, is the flexible or is it not?
No, the flexible is with the stranded center conductor is 9913F.
Oh, that's what I didn't know that, but I've never purchased 9913, and I've had some, but I never purchased them. Well, very good. Keep that in mind, guys. Robin's going to have some 9913 coax available. So get your orders in early. That's Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. All right, very good, Robin. Anything else for the net tonight?
Not that I can think of. Making my way back. Thanks for holding the net. Sounds like another good one in the bag. Pushing an hour.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't try to push it. It just ends up that way. All right. That was Robin, Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie, and he is mobile tonight. Anybody else late checking?
K84ZGY.
And you said that too fast. I got to think about the call. I know the ZGY. It's KD4, is it not?
That's correct. Good evening, everyone on the net, Paul. I'm worse than a lollygagger. You can add that to your list of things. I'm a tire changer. When I got home, my wife's tire was flat, so I had to do it before I come in.
Yeah. Well, you notice there's something that happened in your lifetime, and that was you notice how fewer tire problems there are than there used to be when you were first starting to drive.
Oh yeah. The tires have got better, and the road is really was a kicker that got better.
Well, I think it's twice. When I learned, for instance, one of the reasons, in fact, it's probably the sole reason, other than aerodynamics, that the speeds of like Daytona, the race cars, they got faster, was predominantly because of better tire technology, not because we've had engines that can go 200 miles an hour for the last 150 years.
Yeah, but one thing has not changed. Still got a rusty nail in it. I found it a while ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, it's just funny how that. And I used to buy, and I'm sure you did. Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't. I used to be really poor, and I used to buy retreads, recaps.
Well, they were the recapper here in town here, but I never did buy any recaps or retreads. So they always put them on there, and then they put them on that truing machine and true off half the rubber, seemed like. But anyway, no, I always just got used tires, and sometimes put inner tubes in a tire after I got where it wouldn't hold air anymore with the plugs. But we made it.
Oh yeah, well I used to buy used tires too for work trucks and stuff because we had so many blowouts on job sites that it was just easier and cheaper to buy used ones.
That's true there. But I'm sorry I'm so late there, holding you up from your 9 o'clock ice cream and whatever you get when you get finished up here. But do appreciate you letting me in. Hello to everyone that's in here, and I'll say good evening, Katie4 ZGY.
Yeah, very good, Ed. Hope you wash your hands before you got the microphone. Otherwise, you got a dirty microphone. You covered with carbon and tire goods. Well, anybody else late check-ins? Lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, SDR listeners, preppers, scanner listeners, and end-time survivalists. Please come in. Somebody's trying to check in, or they're just playing. Anybody else? I heard a little click in there, but I don't know if that's anybody. Well, nothing heard. Well, very good. If you just remember that Huntsville's coming up August 17th, one of the bigger ham fests here in the South. It's not as big as Orlando, the big Orlando Hamcation. I've been to that one, and that one's kind of big. But Huntsville is a real pleasant one because it's inside. That makes it nuts. Well, very good. Remember, no breakfast this Saturday, but it is the following Saturday, and it's the following Saturday that is Huntsville, and it's the following Saturday that's Cedars of Lebanon Ham Fest. So I hope to see you guys there. And we had a grand total of 23 check-ins, which is kind of like our new average or so. And even just 14 months ago, our average was 12. So we've really grown quite a bit, and I know there's always people missing them, and that's for lots of reasons, and that's why we're here twice a week, so everybody has more opportunities to check in, and we'll catch you guys all later. It's K4PEW finishing up 3 minutes before the hour in 73s, and I appreciate all the check-ins and all the interest. K4PEW closing that.
Attaboy, Paul. K4.